Hi everyone. Hope I'm audible to all of you. And yeah, welcome to this session. And I thought that I will talk about a topic where I have been involved a lot. So I have been conducting interviews for Scrum Master and Agile coaches for past few years. And what I find is people are unable to clear interviews. And obviously, the question in front of everyone is why is it that I'm unable to clear interviews, or what is stopping me from clearing interviews? So what I would request all of you is that if you have any questions, since it's a stream which is happening, I would request you to post on the chat. There's a chat below this session. So I would request you to post the questions on chat. If you would like to contact me so further, feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to clarify any of the questions what are there from your side. And yeah, as I said, the whole intention about this session is to help you understand what is preventing one from clearing interviews, or why one is unable to clear interviews, whether it's a Scrum Master, product owner, or an Agile coach. So I'm assuming either you are aspiring to be a Scrum Master, product owner, or an Agile coach, or you're already playing that role of a Scrum Master, Agile coach, and a product owner, and you're looking for that next level of growth, or that next level of journey is what you're looking for, right? To basically move into that next level of coaching, right? Yeah, so on that note, let me start with this session. And yeah, so first of all, introduction about myself. My name is Ashutosh Bhatodekar. I am an enterprise agile coach, a trainer, and a consultant. I do have the social media connections. As you can see, I'm available on LinkedIn. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. I also have a YouTube channel, Agile Coaching and Transformation Leadership. So if you are interested, do subscribe to the channel, where we have around 80 plus videos. In fact, the count is now almost 90 plus, just to update the number. I have a Telegram group where we network, where we also publish some openings on Agile Coach, Scrum Master. So it is Pune Agile Thought Leaders is the name of the Telegram group. And of course, this is my WhatsApp number. So if you would like to connect with me one-on-one, after this session, feel free to connect with me. I'll be more than happy to be of any help or assistance to you. All right. So why one is unable to clear an Agile coach interview? And when I put forward this question, it's based on the resumes which I get. It's based on the interaction which I have, whether it's a first round of interview or a second round of interview. It's based on the work which a person has done, or rather what a person claims to have done in his or her resume, is what is the consideration, or that is a primary consideration which I'm taking into account. Now, one of the fundamental reasons why people fail to crack interviews is that we think that basically the role of a Scrum Master, product owner, or an Agile coach is similar to that of a project manager, project lead, or a team lead. But fundamentally, there's a difference in the two roles. So most of the resumes which I go through it, right? The articulation is yes, I mean, you might say that you're playing the role of a Scrum Master or a product owner or an Agile coach, but the articulation is predominantly in a traditional way of working. For example, people write that I have been managing team. People write in their resumes that I have been directing team to do this, or I'm asking my team members to pick up the roles. So those smaller nuances of verbiage, they do matter, right? They definitely matter. So one of the first fundamental reasons is what people have done is, or rather what people do is, they just copy paste their description of a traditional job description of a traditional project manager, and just the cover or the label of that description is changed, and the label is more shown as that of a Scrum Master or an Agile coach. So this is one of the fundamental reasons why our resume either are not shortlisted, or for that matter, the resume does not speak really what it should be talking about these roles. Okay, so that's the first fundamental reason. The second important reason, if you have a look at it, the second fundamental reason is that we think, I mean, many of the people think, and this is what people highlight also multiple times when they're articulating. What people say is that, you know what, I'm a CSM certified professional, or I'm done Agile coaching certification. See, certification helps. I'm not denying that certification helps, okay, doesn't help. But at the end of the day, it is not just certification which is going to fly you through, okay. It is going to be the real practical knowledge. Certificate will just give you a standard literature or a knowledge, but a real time practical knowledge, okay, real time practical knowledge is what is going to make you fly through into these interviews. So certification will just tell you the theoretical portion. So like if you have done any certification on Scrum, it will predominantly be focused around the Scrum guide, right? And it will be literally running around that, or it will be circumferencing the Scrum guide. But what if a situation demands, like the product owner is absent in the team, or the Scrum master has to take a sudden leave due to some emergency reason at his or her home? Then what should happen, or how the team self organizes itself, how the team actually self manages itself? Those are the kind of scenarios which are very, very vital and important. And the interviewer is obviously looking for the answers to those scenarios, right? How will you answer those scenarios? More than getting the answer correct, what is important here is that you have to actually demonstrate what will be the solution. What is the solution you are trying to formulate here, or what is your articulation around this problem statement? Are you trying to solve the problem, or are you just looking in for a bookish answers, right? That is something which is very, very important here, right? That is what we need to understand here, okay. So that's something is very, very important here, right? Rather than focusing on bookish knowledge, the real core or the meat will be on the practical aspects of the knowledge. The third important thing, people tend to focus a lot on tools, and without naming any tool here, people think that I know a tool, so I'm an agile professional. No, that's not the case. You could still be using these tools in a traditional waterfall approach also. You could still very well be using these tools in a project which is not using an agile approach, right? So just knowing the tools is not going to be enough. Yes, definitely tool will aid you, but as the old adage says, right, a fool with a tool always remains a fool, with due respect, right? So even if I claim myself to be an agile professional, just because I'm using a particular tool does not make me agile. It's about a mindset, it's about a culture change, it's about how we use or leverage the tool to transform our engagement. So just knowing the tool and saying that, okay, I know X and Y tool, or I know A and B tool, does not make you agile. So that's the third myth which is being propagated. And this is what gets reflected in multiple interviews also. People say that I'm an agile professional because I have used so and so tool, or because I have worked on so and so tool, or because I have and by the way, when I further probe them on the tool usage, or further probe them on the matrix which you're trying to extract from this tool, the answer is not satisfactory, right? I mean, the answer is more around the fact that, yeah, but I forgot that option, or, oh, is that really a feature available in the tool? So again, we are not using the tool to its full potential. And as I said, just having a tool is not going to be enough. Fourth, and the most important point, our response to scenario and situational based questions. Gone are the days, rather, there were never such days, to be very honest. But do not expect a question like, okay, tell me what is the duration, maximum duration of a daily scrum, which is mentioned in the Scrum guide. Such questions are academic questions. The question will be more on how, as a team, how, as a coach, you brought in an improvement into daily scrum, or being a coach or a scrum master, how did the demo effectiveness improve? How did the sprint review improve over a period of time? What is the value you as a scrum master or an agile coach is bringing to the engagement, right? How did you make sure that the teams did not lose interest in a retrospective? I'm just giving some sample questions, right? How do you make sure that a sprint planning meeting is effective at the end of the day? What will you do if the product owner is suddenly unavailable for a sprint planning meeting? Those questions are the ones which are important, right? I mean, they will throw a scenario. They will ask you to do a role play. Let's say you're working as a scrum master, I'm a product owner, there's an interaction or a role play which is happening. They will ask you to do that. And based on that, the interviewer is seeking your response. The interviewer is actually going to see how you react to this question, how you articulate your thoughts, Are you really understanding the problem statement, and are you really answering as per the problem statement which has been thrown to you? The fifth one, this again is related to the fourth one. People literally mug up the literature around the roles, right? I mean, they literally mug up, but when you ask them further deep probe into them, like they will say that Scrum Master is a servant leader. But if you ask them, what do you mean by servant leader? Again, they are not able to articulate it well, right? What exactly does a servant leader do? How, why servant leadership works? I mean, why not command and control? Why should I leave the command and control leadership style? If those are the questions which are asked, then people really fumble up in the responses, right? So that is the fifth and the most important observation. I have just tried to list down 5 observations. In fact, I have a list of almost 20 plus observations. In fact, 20 plus, 25 plus observations which I have. The common characteristics and traits, why folks fail to crack a Scrum Master or a product owner or an Agile coach interview, right? But I have just tried to list down the top 5, or the most important ones is what I have tried to list down. Okay, so now what is the solution for this, right? And how do I overcome these challenges? Okay, so obviously, howsoever people might deny, everyone needs a coach. I firmly believe everyone needs a coach in life. Even I have a coach, by the way. Just to let you know, people might think that, oh, why do you need a coach? No, everyone needs a coach, someone who will guide them, someone who will mentor them, someone who will actually handhold this person to actually to the next step of journey. So obviously, even I was not born as an agile professional, right? I have also learned over a period of time. Okay, so the approach which I followed for my journey towards agility was that the first thing I did was I actually basically went ahead and did a detailed profiling analysis about myself. That, okay, what are the areas where I am strong, what are the areas where I am weak, and then I have tried to come out with a kind of a personal roadmap that, okay, this is what I will target in next 3 months, this is what I will target in next 6 months, and this is what I would be doing. So I came out with a detailed improvement backlog, and this improvement backlog was something which I prepared, and I owned up that backlog. Remember, if I don't own it, the coach is never going to own up the improvement backlog. It is you as a coachee who has to first be sensitized to the fact that there is a problem, that problem needs a solution. So let me go ahead and create an improvement backlog, and I will work towards creating that improvement backlog. The second important thing I did was that, okay, I actually listed down each of the projects where I had played the role of a Scrum Master and then an Agile coach, and I tried to list down what are the challenges I faced, what are the learnings I had, what are the failures I had. It is very important to also document the failures, so real world problems, failures, and how things could have been done better. So in a way, I did my own retrospective about my role as a Scrum Master, an Agile coach, or a product owner in that engagement. And I went in and wrote it down. And of course, I did go for a one-on-one coaching. And I believe personally that it's a continuous journey. It is not a journey which will stop at any point in time. It's a continuous journey which will take you forward. So everyone needs a coach. I firmly believe everyone in this world needs a coach. You need to choose your coach. Okay. So just like I have my own coach, everyone in this world needs a coach who will guide you, who will basically make sure that he or she understands, empathizes with your problem statement, and helps you in arriving a solution to that problem statement. Now, I have come out with a very, very unique session, which is called as a Scrum Master Masterclass program. And in this Scrum Master Masterclass program, I try to do things which I have done for my own coaching journey. So it is something which has been tried and tested. It is something which has been proven with a kind of a success history behind it. And I call it as a Scrum Master Masterclass session. And in this Scrum Master Masterclass session, I try to cover all the problem statements, or I try to bring about solutions to all the problem statements which I just talked about. So it's a program which is crafted from a real industry perspective. It's an experiential learning session. And I introduced a lot of gamification ways of coaching. So if you want to see my video on gamification ways of coaching, there's a video which I have shot. It is available on my YouTube channel. In case you have not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, in any case, I would request you to do that. I'll be sharing the link, or you can connect with me and I will let you know the link. It's a free channel, so you can connect on the YouTube channel and watch videos. And then we also cover a real-time case study. So it's a real-time case study where we actually go through a kind of a simulation. Like, okay, if this engagement has to be done in an agile way of working, how should we be doing it? How should release planning activity be done? How should high level sizing be done? How should we break down epics into features, features into stories? How we should go about and estimate the stories? And how do we create a release board? Along with the fact that how do we generate some of the matrix. So it's a real-time experiential learning session which is there, where we walk the talk. We just don't talk about concepts theoretically. It's a walk the talk a session what we do, and where the entire journey from the role of a project manager to a scrum master. How do I do the, see, remember, I always believe before you transform the organization, you have to transform yourself. So if we are playing the role of a project manager or a project lead, the first level of transformation has to happen in ourselves first, before even we can preach everyone that why are you following a traditional mindset, or why it is like a command and control style which is there. I fundamentally believe that the first transformation has to happen internally, okay, and then only you can expect others to be transformed, right? So that's what we cover. That's what we cover as a part of this program. And it's called as a Scrum Master Masterclass program. I'll just show you some of the key things of this program, and in case anyone is interested, do connect with me. Like, this is a sample what you see of a real-time case study where we have actually classified the features in a product. We do a detailed Moscow analysis: must have requirement, should have requirement, could have requirement, won't have requirement. For every feature, we break it down into user stories. So we teach how to write a correct user story, how to size a user story using a t-shirt size estimation, and how do we go about and come out with a release plan, right? So this is a detailed program of almost 24 hours one-on-one coaching session is what we cover. And in this detailed program, we make sure that you understand the nitty-gritties of a transformation. It's not just about having a superficial knowledge at the top, but the nitty-gritties of the transformation is what we make sure you understand. We also use tools like Miro and Mural. So all this entire exercise, although it is shown in PowerPoint right now, this is something which is shown, which is actually done in a tool called Miro or Mural, depending on the choice of the participants. And that's an additional tooling experience what you get. That's another additional information what you get, or a tool expertise you get. And we also generate a real burn down chart. So we do a sprint simulation. So if this sprint consisting of 5 stories has to run, what really happened? We actually do a day-by-day simulation of the sprint. At the end of the day one, these were the tasks which were completed. At the end of day 2, so many tasks got completed. At the end of day 3, my first story got completed. Day 4, the second story got completed, and how a real burn down chart is getting is coming out. So there are a lot of interesting games, like we have a cards, we have a simulation cards which simulates the various scenarios, like the test server down or the PO unavailable, for a clarification. So those are the real-time test cards which are there, which we use it as a part of simulation. And we make sure that the release board which gets populated is a simulation of the actual real practical one. So that's the real-time case study, or a real-time use cases which we have. This is just one case study which I've talked about. There are at least 2 or 3 case studies which we make sure that every participant walks through it. So this is a full 24 hours one-on-one session. So it's not like a classroom session where you have a group of, let's say, 50-60 people coming in together. It's a one-on-one coaching where me as a coach and you as a coachee come in together. It's a personalized coaching. So we also come to know, okay, what are your weak areas, so the program can be customizable one. We also do mock interview preparation, a detailed profile analysis, and it's a flexible approach, which means we decide the dates. We decide, okay, this is a date we are going to meet. These are the things we are going to discuss on that date. So we, both of us, have to decide upon the dates around it, right? So this is a unique, as I said, program which is there. And if any of you is interested in having this program, attending this program, please connect with me on WhatsApp. There's a WhatsApp number which I have shared with you. We can work out the timing. We can discuss the things. And yeah, in any case, I would request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm sure you will see a lot of interesting videos there. The general feedback which I've got on YouTube is that it is helping basically people to also in the understand the concepts in their agile journey and to clear those concepts. So in any case, I'll be pinging the YouTube channel link here in the chat box. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to quickly cover in this short session of around 20-25 minutes. So I will take a pause here. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions each one of you would be having. So my suggestion would be connect with me one-on-one on WhatsApp. Even if you're not in India, you can connect with me on WhatsApp and we can take this discussion forward. But I hope this short presentation was helpful to you. This short presentation did give you an insight into what my vision about this entire coaching journey is all about. So on that note, I would like to say thanks to all of you. And really appreciate all of you joining this session on a Saturday evening, India time. Wishing you all the best and have a great weekend ahead. Thank you very much.